Why do they come here? Why to us? His wife had accepted his dictum when he arrived that night in a white man's buggy with a visitation of 5 white faces floating in the dark. Given up the second bed, borrowed the premise for them, watched him in the morning take the beautiful cups he had once bought for her from the place of his other life. His mother had given up her hut, the trees for the walls, and roof poles filled and raised by him, the mud of the walls mixed and built up by his mother and herself that was due to have a new roof that next touching season. Both women had moved about under his bidding without argument, but that was not the end of it. He knew that would not be the end of it. You don't understand. Nowhere is to go. I told you. His wife jerked her chin in an exaggerated parody of a chord. She hung her head and to her hunched shoulders as she had done as a girl. White people here, didn't you tell us many times how they live there? A room to sleep, another room to eat in, another room to sit in, a room with books. She had a Bible. I don't know how many times you told me. A room with how many books? Hundreds, I think. A hot water vat that is made like the lights we see in street at Oslo drop. All these things I never seen, my children have never seen. The room for bathing. And even you, there in the yard, you had a room for yourself for bathing. And you didn't wash your clothes there. There was machine in some other room for that. Now you tell me nowhere. She had her audience. The young girls who were always in her hut with her teetered. They had to get out. They had to go. People are burning those houses, those big houses. You can't imagine those houses. The whites are being killed in their houses. I've seen it. The whole thing is just blow up, walls, roof. His wife rubbed her finger up and down behind her ear. He has a gun. The children saws there's a gun. He keeps it in door. When they came, the gun is no use. Chase them away, if he could chase them away one day, he would come back next. There's trouble. Unless you've been there, you can't understand how it is. His mother's hands were never still. The forefinger tips of each ceaselessly at the ball of thumb, the throb of an old heart exposed there, like the still beating heart in the slit chest of a creature already dead. White people must have their own people somewhere, aren't they? Living in everywhere in this world. Gemstone, Cape Town, you've been so many places, my son. Don't they go anywhere where they want to go? They've got money. Everywhere is the same. They are chasing the whites out. The whites are fighting them. All those towns are the same. Where could he run with his family? His friends are also running. If he tried to go to a friend in another town, that friend wouldn't be there. It's true he can go where he likes, but when he gets there, he may be killed. They listened. With them, no one could tell if they were convinced. You used to write and they say how you were looking after the houses by the house by yourself, feeding their dog, their cat. That time when you were even sleeping inside the house, thieves came and broke the window where you were sleeping. I don't know. One of those rooms they have, he went away overseas, didn't he? The English word broke in cadence in their language overseas. The concept of I was an unfamiliar to his wife in as the shaping of word by her tongue, but he had carried the bags of departure, perceived postcards of skyscrapers, and saw snow-covered mountains, answered telephone calls from the countries where the time of the day was different. You know about the big airport where the planes fly overseas, it wasn't working. And before they shot down a plane with white people who was running away. Who shot black people? Our people? How could they do that? Oh, the old woman was impatient with him. I have seen those planes. They pass so high in the sky. You even see them go behind clouds. You can hear them after you can't see them anymore. Oh, in Mozambique, our people have got some special kind of guns or bombs. They have bombs. They travel very far and very high. They've even got things in Devton and Quatema and Soweto now, right near town. They hit the plane when and it burst India. Everyone was burned to death. His mother made the stylized gobbling exclamation that both word of a disaster and attribute it to fate. What will the white people do to us now? God must save us. Her son, who had seen white woman and the three children covered in the floor of their vehicle, led the white face behind the wheel in his footsteps. His way, the only one in the wilderness, was suddenly aware of something he had not known. They can't do nothing to us anymore. White people, they are very powerful, my son. They are very clever. You will never come to the end of the things they can do. When he was in the company of the women, it was like being in the thief's court, where the elders are sitting in judgment, wander in and out, and the discussion of evidence is taken up. Now, where they drift outside to take a breath of air, relieve themselves upon among their tethered horses and bicycles hitched against trees. Back in the courtroom, at wherever point to proceedings had moved on to. His mother went out to pluck a chicken whose neck he just wrung. His wife asked the young girl whether they thought she was going to do without water all day. How much longer were they going to hang out with their mouths open? One of the girls was bold and respectful. Tatani, I want to ask, is it true you also had a room for bathing like the one they had? Oh yes, bath, white china lavatory, everything. They could only laugh. How could they visualize his quarters, not so big as the double garage adjoining, with in his room the nice square and of what worn carpet that was once in the master bedroom. There are eggs in the belly. It would still have given us eggs. You should have taken the white one with broken foot. I told you, the old woman was shouting from the beyond doorway. What is it she wants? She killed the wrong fowl. But I don't know what it's all about. He called back. Exactly, Mahani. That one with the bad foot is the young one. It will lay well next year even. The white woman hand. When she stood there and offered it, the first time touching white skin. His wife went with her mother-in-law sometimes to drop to how green meal is or the rooms the old lady made outside the Indian store. It had happened that a white from a police post had bought from her sack of cops and cents had dropped from the white hand to hers, but she had never actually touched that skin before. She fell again into the mannerism of holding her hand to one side that had been bashful, that he had found so attractive, inviting him and escaping him when she was a young girl, and that had become in the years he was away in the city something different, a gesture repelling, withdrawing, evasive and self-absorbed. The face, I don't know, not nice, pretty face. I always thought they had beautiful dress, and the hair, it's so funny and ugly. What do they do it to make it like that? Dark bits and light bits, like the tail of dirty sheep. No, I didn't think she'd be like that, a rich white woman. They look different there. You should have seen the clothes in their cupboard and the glasses for visitors when they drink wine. Here they haven't got anything just like us. She sharply reproached the baby who, staggering around the legs, braced wide balance, had picked up foul droppings successfully, conveyed the mess to his mouth. Her forefinger hooked unthinkingly round the soft membrane's awareness of the small body was still as a part of her own. The man was excluded. She flicked the chalky paste of her fingers. There'll be no more money coming every month. Without his white people back there, without the big house where he worked for them, she would not be getting those letters. Yes, she had been to school. He would not have married a woman who could not read their own language, that came from his other life, his other self, and provided for those who could not follow him there. Not even in dreams, not even now, when she had seen his white people.